Stock momentum drained. That was after 3 days to the downside. As at the close of business today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was about 100 points away from an all-time record high, because the stock market, after that headline, completely turned around and went up dramatically. I have all kinds of other examples of that, but the media seems to have a bias in trying to scare everybody out of the stock market, when that's a terrible thing to do, because investing in the stock market should be, and for all of you I hope is, a long-term investment process. How long? Okay, this is one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to investing. There's a common belief that as people get older, and especially in retirement and now living perhaps on a fixed income, that they really can't tolerate risk, as we were talking. And so as a result, they make very cautious, they put their money in very cautious accounts and don't make much in the way of return. One of my favorite books on investing is this gem called Winning the Loser's Game. Winning the Loser's Game. This is the 6th edition of the book, which I believe first came out in 1976. It's written by Charles Ellis. I stumbled across the book about 8-9 years ago, and ever since then it's become almost my gospel. I'll show you my favorite book on investing, but this is a good one. This is a really good one. And in the book, he talks about the problems with that strategy of saying that you have to keep your money absolutely liquid, absolutely safe, and you can't tolerate any risk based upon your own mortality. What he says is that you should base investment decisions, at least with a portion of your money, on the life expectancy of the people you plan to leave the money to. Okay? As far as my kids are concerned, my kids have pretty much sucked us dry for everything they're going to get out of us. Okay? So now everything we do is oriented toward our three grandchildren. Okay? And our oldest just turned 10 today, so I've got 3 grandkids that have a pretty good chance, all of them, of living to be 100 years old. The baby born today has a 50-50 chance of living to be 100. So that gives me, for that portion of the money that our retirement and all of our investments are really based upon their life expectancy. So that means I'm willing to look at investments that I think can sit for a long, long time, earn big dividends, reinvest those dividends, compound, and see your money grow very rapidly. So my time horizon, even though I'm in my mid-60s, my time horizon is 70, 80, 90 years. And that works out just perfectly. So he explains it in a lot more detail in there about how you take that strategy and you work with it. But it sure makes an awful lot of sense. And it kind of takes a lot of the edginess out of investing by realizing you've got a long time, and there are going to be peaks and valleys in the stock market. But if you have a plan in place to invest regularly, to reinvest all the dividends and all the distributions, you're going to come out of this thing very, very well, and your grandchildren will appreciate it dramatically. I always tell this one, some of you have heard me say it before. You know why grandparents and grandchildren get along so well? They have a common enemy.